Happy World Password Day, everybody. We're going to look at a few easy steps today on how you can make sure that your digital information is secure with the right password. So let's go ahead and begin. Step number one, use a strong password. So this means a password of at least 8 characters or more, and it does not need to contain your personal information. In fact, it shouldn't at all. You're going to have massive problems if you put in your wife's name or your husband's name, kids, the street you live on, that sort of thing. Somebody can find that out easily enough, so you definitely don't want that making part of your password. Also, you need to make sure that you have different mix of characters. So what that means is put in some uppercase in addition to your lowercase, put in some numbers, and ideally put in some symbols in there. Pound sign, percent sign, the @ symbol like you use for email, those sorts of things. That's going to help make it a much more complex password because computers are so powerful these days that it's super easy for somebody to run a random search and try to brute force discover your password by using a dictionary and going through and then bingo, they're in. The other thing you want to do is to use a different password for each online service. Now, what does this mean? Well, it means that you're going to have to do some hard work if you use a lot of online services like I do. So for example, I've got over 275 passwords and they all have to be unique. But now hold up, before you panic, don't worry about this. It's not that bad. What you need to do is make sure that you go ahead and get a password manager to help you keep track of these. There's a whole lot of options out there. One of my favorites that I've been using for years is 1Password. It helps me keep these passwords synced on my iPhone, iPad, and across my computer systems. There's another one out there now as well, TrueKey, that holds your passwords and makes it easy for you to log into, and that's free for 15 users. 1Password is a small fee for it, but look at one of those. Those work out very well, and then that way you can have a unique password for every service, but you're not having to try to remember, wait, what's my LinkedIn password again? Another thing that you need to do, if at all possible, is turn on two-factor authentication for your accounts. Now, what's this? You've probably used it before and you may not even be aware of it. What two-factor authentication is that it sets up, either via your email address or preferably a cell phone number, a little text message that goes with a special code anytime you try to log in from an unknown device. So let's say that I'm logging in my email on a new computer or a new smartphone for the first time. Well, I'm going to log in with my username and password like I always do, but then it's also going to send that code to my smartphone. And what that means is that somebody who maybe even gets my password has to have that extra step. They have to have access to my smartphone. So that two-factor authentication is something you want to enable on all your critical accounts. If you notice, chances are it's enabled by default for any sort of financial institution you do work with nowadays. And our final tip today, change your important passwords regularly. So this means changing your email password, changing your work computer password. These sorts of things need to be changed out on a regular basis. I'd say every 90 days, ideally. Worst case, do it every 6 months. And the reason for that is because somebody could actually still be sitting on your password and not using it right then. But if you change it, then the next time they try to go and do it, guess what? They're going to be locked out. It's not going to work. You don't have to do this for every password. So if you're using those unique passwords that we talked about for Netflix, that sort of thing, don't worry about it. But for your really important things, and that for most business people is your work computer password and your email, go ahead and change that password on a regular basis. Again, recommendation every 90 days. Now go ahead and put these tips into place and you're going to find that your passwords are more secure, you're protected, and the best part is, if one account gets hacked and you're using those unique passwords, it's not a big deal. You just go and change that password and you're good. You don't have to worry that somebody all of a sudden is getting into everything. And if you're a business owner, try to make sure that your employees practice this at least on the accounts they use for work. Go ahead and mandate it, put it in to your employment policies, because it's just something that needs to be done, and you don't want to have a heart attack the next time some big data breach happened. I'm Chris Michalek with Parkway Tech. Thank you so much for watching this video. We've got a link down below to some more password resources here for World Password Day to help protect your digital information and identity. Thanks so much for watching.